Half of American drivers claim to frequently use their phones while operating a vehicle. Driving while texting is dangerous. Also risky is talking on the phone and using the internet while operating a vehicle. Although this is common knowledge, a recent survey reveals that about half of participants still use an electronic device either most of the time or every time they drive. Adam Snyder, a spokesperson for the non-profit Governors Highway Safety Association, GHSA which wasn't involved in the study but produced a news release after it was published, said, "I'd say it's not as much unexpected as it is irritating. The problem of distracted driving is extremely widespread." More than 2,000 licensed drivers who participated in the study by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IIHS, were asked how much they agreed with a number of statements created with the health belief model in mind. This concept is characterized as a behavioral change hypothesis created to comprehend why some individuals choose not to engage in a particular healthy behavior. The study found that it's typically used to prevent illness or disease. Amy Cox, the report's primary author and INF's research associate, said, "I think the data from this study really shed some light on the reasons why individuals are still using their phones while driving. The urge or apparent need to reply to family or friends, the demand for knowledge, all these things that modern cell phones have really allowed us to do without thinking about it." Cox said the urge or apparent need to reply to family or friends, the demand for knowledge, all these things that modern cell phones have really allowed us to do without thinking about it. Because they don't want to miss a call from their children, for example, distracted drivers use their phones while driving. But, they also claim that their loved ones could persuade them to put their phones down. "I believe that presents a very exceptional opportunity where, if we can foster that open and safe communication and discourse, we can have young drivers and children urging their parents to practice safe driving practices and vice versa. It should, in my opinion, work both ways," Cox added. In 2020, at least 3,000 individuals were murdered by distracted drivers, according to a statement made by Jonathan Adkins, CEO of the GHSA. It represented 8% of total traffic fatalities. According to Snyder, there are an additional 400,000 injuries per year, however the actual number may be greater given how difficult it is to show that distracted driving was the cause of an accident. Every person who goes behind the wheel has the ability to disconnect from their phone, put it down, store it in the glove box, or connect using in-vehicle technologies, according to Snyder. According to Snyder, reading or sending a text message takes roughly 5 seconds. That's 130 yards without even glancing at the road at 55 miles per hour, he claimed. Driving while wearing a blindfold is equivalent to traveling from end zone to end zone of a football field, which is extremely risky, according to Snyder. He continued, "Public knowledge is crucial." He observed that it takes a long time for driving while intoxicated to become socially unacceptable. Snyder also mentioned the advancements achieved in promoting seatbelt use. Campaigns for public awareness and peer support were among the things that ultimately contributed. "When we make it the accepted norm that someone either buckles up or puts their phone down," Snyder said, "the safety consequences can be significant. Think about seatbelts. It can take a long time to have this cultural change." Parents of children under the age of 18 were among the worst offenders at driving while distracted, according to a previous analysis, Cox said. Cox remarked, "That was fascinating, but again, not surprising given the hectic lifestyle you lead." What effect it would have if their family or friends reminded them that they could harm or kill someone with distracted driving was one of the questions researchers addressed to people who participated in the poll. Those were all signals that respondents said in our sample that hearing these kinds of things from someone they care about would be incredibly motivating, said Cox. The respondents to the poll indicated that legislative changes, such as increased and stricter enforcement of rules against distracted driving, might also serve as motivation. The majority said that they would back this, rather than just being motivated by it. There isn't simply one simple solution, Cox added. We're going to have to adopt these cues to behaviors, like connecting with family and friends or these policy-level cues, while also increasing danger perceptions and finding answers to the common hurdles. Snyder noted that distracted driving causes injuries and fatalities in people other than motorists and their passengers. Bicyclists and pedestrians are also included.